Welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. So this is the last morning I'll be here. This is a end of trip summary and a walk around the pond to see how everything's looking right before I leave. Let's get going. It is a beautiful morning. Couldn't ask for a nicer day. Can't wait to create more of this right here. Shade. This is on the back side of the main creek that feeds the pond. Runs this way. This New Mexico olive and this cat claw are throwing off a good bit of shade there. I'm thinking this will be a good spot to plant a couple of Phoenix dactylifera, at least before I'm out here, to be able to tend to them until they get established good. I think right in this little pocket will be a perfect spot for one. It'll have the best chances of survival. And it'd look awful nice to have a 80-foot palm tree here later on. Maybe plant another one about 30 feet back behind there. I'm going to put that other leaky weir over here, so it should be a good spot for it as well. So this trip, I trimmed the honey mesquite again. This is our little bitty one that I'm working on here. I'm hoping this one here will keep growing up and not lean over. Right now it's probably around a 3/4 inch diameter here at the base. We'll see after the monsoon season how it's looking. I trimmed this one and the one that's on the other side of the pond close to where the North Creek comes into it. Let's go walk along the pond real quick. So here we are at the one Moringa that's already came out of dormancy. It's looking very good. This one's the one that looked the best last season as well through the exceptional drought. Got some fairly healthy looking deal as well. It's a volunteer from seed. Probably wouldn't be growing if I hadn't been here in the past to put some water on it through the trips, on this Moringa. And we've got another deal coming in down there. This one's getting ready to go to seed. You can see the start of it right there. So I'm sure it'll seed this season. Our other Moringa over there didn't ever come up since I've planted it. I don't know if it's dead or if it's just being real cautious. We'll see if this monsoonal season's better than the last one. We didn't really have one last year at all. So we have the Chihuahuan red spotted toad living in our pond already. Last night I heard what I thought was toads, so I came down to the pond about midnight, and there was 3 toads that I could see, and that's probably where those tadpoles came from as well. So I'm sure the water snakes will show back up. Means there's a food source for them and water. I haven't seen them in a while, probably a year and a half now. I'm sure they're around somewhere. So yeah, that was interesting. And that's pretty quick, that was within a month and a half of this water showing back up in the pond that happened. Haven't seen any snails yet. I'm sure there's still some eggs somewhere in the pond that'll start that process over again. A little honeybee there, getting some water from me watering the pecan tree. Wildflowers and grasses looking good around the tree that I've been watering here. Pecan tree's looking nice. Hopefully it'll grow a foot this year at least, 30 centimeters. Here's our very first pecan tree. It's looking good this year. Starting to get some early bark there at the bottom. This thing should have a taproot about as deep as it is tall. Of course, this one may have a deeper taproot due to this harsh conditions it's having to live in. You can see the pocket mice or white-throated wood rats getting in here and eating the grass out of here. You can see all the tops are trimmed on the grass there. I don't mind helping nature any chance I get, as long as nature's not helping itself to my trees to the point that they'll die. One of the sad English walnuts. It's been dead for a while now. I've got some more growing at the house, if you caught that video. I'm going to get them a little bigger and stronger before I bring them out here and make sure that this whole side of the pond's 25 feet deep where it won't be dry again in my lifetime, I believe. It'd have to go over 2.5 years without any rain for the pond to go dry at that point. I'm scared a white-winged dove off. A couple of them. Probably a nesting pair. So this almond tree is looking the best now. This was the one that didn't look the best out of them. It was the opposite end of these three that looked the best, but all the leaves were eaten off of it, so it's not looking too good right now. I'm sure it'll bounce back now that I have this 1/4-inch wire mesh around it, keeping out it's either a pocket mouse or white-throated wood rat. I don't believe it was an insect. I know if it was an insect that ate the leaves, it had to have been a mouse to eat the branches off of it. Got a little bit of grass starting to come in right over there. Hopefully we'll get some rain. It's just monsoon season. All this will green up out here. Got a few leaves coming out on that little lower branch that came out on this one. So I found the problem with this mesh is you can't zoom in. The camera focuses on the mesh, and there's no way around that. So gonna have to look at them from afar. I'll be back in 9 weeks, so I'm really hoping when I come back this thing will have leafed back out and start getting enough energy where it can start putting it into its root system and get better established. I will say these Mission Texas almond trees are very drought tolerant and very tough. And those three were the Chinese chestnut they're dead. Let's take a look at our larger honey mesquite that we're trimming into a tree. So this was the original center of the old tree, but this was the only one that was kind of growing straight, so that's the one I went with to turn into a tree. And it's, you know, that thing's probably 100 years old. I'm sure it's got a taproot 70 feet deep, but now it's getting water from the pond that it didn't have before. Got some seed pods coming in. Still has catkins on it. This one's about 1.5 inches diameter at the bottom, so we'll see what it does. I just trimmed off these little lower branches here. Yeah, it'll be nice if this thing gets, because it's kind of between these other two, future trees. So it should have a nice shadow, at least in the morning that way. Maybe the grass will get a little thicker in here from that shade. I got this 1/4-inch wire mesh around the 3 Mission Texas almond trees to keep the white-throated wood rat or the pocket mice from eating all the leaves off the almond trees that have really had a tough time out here since I've been here. Well, let's go over to the building. I'll show you what I did in there. So I have a desert wren nesting right up here in the 6-inch channel on the awning. Try not to disturb it any. I'm gonna put a bunch of little bird houses around here and along the pond. Probably put some in these trees when they get a little bit bigger. I'm sure a lot of people don't realize the benefits that birds do to a place. Bring in seeds from all over, fertilizer, keep the insect population in check. Very beneficial. Plus they're nice to watch. Blackthorn prickly pear flower hasn't opened up all the way, but yeah, these thorns are real long on this thing. About 75 millimeters, about 3 inches long. So here we are in the building. This is where I spent most of my time, was on these stairs. I recoated this step. The kids dropped a rock or something on it and took a little chunk out of the epoxy. So that was recoated. And then I also finished putting the terrazzo pieces that I made a couple years back all the way up. Should have seen me last night trying to go to bed. I was stepping on the top of this edge here, not to step on the steps on the way up, and holding on to these rails. I'm sure it looked quite humorous. So I just need to come back and put dark brown caulking under here. You see the tile adhesive right now. That's what that white color is. It'll blend in real nice with that. That'll be another trip. And I did a little general maintenance on the wood burning stove for the season. Cleaned the flue out, if you caught that video. So it's good to go for another season. As much as we use it, I probably have to clean it twice a year if I was out here all the time. Well, that's what was accomplished this trip. If you like what I'm doing out here and you want to help speed the process up, there's a few ways to do that. In the description of the video, buy me a coffee is probably the easiest. There's also Amazon. Every little bit will get me closer to being out here full time and making this project go a lot faster. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.